Hello, Osian. I
Hi, Sam.
heard your interview on Sky, and I know you didn't at that point. You hadn't seen the red card. Have you had a chance to see it again? And if so, what did you think?
No, I've just come through all the press interviews and directly into here, so I've not had that opportunity to see it. You know, obviously, we're disappointed because it's made it such a difficult afternoon for us after a bright start. We felt, you know, we were fairly comfortable and okay with the start we'd had, but it's a difficult place to come at the best of times, especially, you know, the current form they're in at home. But of course, going down to 10 men made it really difficult. But second half, I thought, you know, we showed a lot of character, a lot of discipline, you know, to make sure that, you know, they didn't run away with it.
Could I just ask you quickly as well? Clearly it looked like the club Palace were trying to get the game called or postponed. Could you tell us how many you were missing with COVID or close contacts? There are obviously a lot of first team players not available. We don't know of those who were recently infected.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly how many with COVID, some returning from COVID, you know, close contact, injuries and so on. But ultimately you saw that we were short of options on the bench today. But, you know, to be honest, you know, we've been focusing football-wise throughout the week. Preparations have gone very well from a football sense. And in the last 24 hours, we've been, you know, in our bubble, coaching staff and players just focusing on the game. And of course, leaving the other aspects to others at the club. So we've tried to get on with it the best we can. And unfortunately, you know, we didn't get what we wanted out of the match today.
Thanks, Sam. We'll go to David Heitner, please.
Hi, Osian. Can you hear me?
Hi, David.
Hiya. Can you just give us some detail, if possible, on the preparations? Is it, for example, is it true that the players didn't meet up at the hotel yesterday? And can you just try and talk us through what's happened this morning in as much detail as you can, please? Thanks.
Yeah, this morning we met at the hotel to prepare for the match. Most times we would do that at on the previous evening. Difficult to do that these days with the situation as it is and some uncertainty. So as I say, as a bubble of coaching staff and players, we do as we're told. We prepare the best we possibly can, and we managed to do that this morning as we would normally before coming to the stadium. So you know, as I say, you know, we're professional people. We have to adapt. Everybody, I think, has to adapt and adjust in these situations, and sometimes at short notice. So, you know, for us, it's something that we just have to live with, and I'm sure there'll be other roller coaster weeks in the future.
When did you hear about Patrick's positive test? And can you just talk a little bit about the impact on, just the impacts of that?
Yeah, I think it was late yesterday evening that the results came through. Obviously, we'd all tested yesterday, you know, but, you know, the good thing about the way that we prepare is that we do that as a collective. So there was no stone unturned. We worked very closely together, not only Patrick and I, but the whole coaching staff. So it would be true to say that everything ran like normal. But of course, you know, Patrick not being there as our leader, leading things on the day is always going to be something that we're going to miss, you know, because we need him there. But the situation is as it is. We got on with it the best we can. We didn't want to make any excuses. And as I said earlier, thought we started well. But of course, then, you know, the game turned after about half an hour or so.
Thank you. Matt Woosnam, The Athletic.
Hi, Osian. Just wanted to get your thoughts on your, you know, managing the club today, obviously in the absence of Patrick. Was it a proud moment for you to take charge of Palace today?
Well, I'm not sure if I'd use that word. Of course, I'm proud to be working for Crystal Palace and for this wonderful club. I've enjoyed every minute since I've been here. But I never thought for 1 minute about my situation and myself in today. It was all about the team, us as a coaching staff collectively working well together to make sure that we do as much as we possibly can to try and make sure the players don't feel, too much of a factor that the boss isn't here. Nothing to do with me, if I'm honest. But of course, always proud to be working for such a wonderful club.
It doesn't sound as though you would put the performance and the result down today to the disruption of the preparation. You seem to say that everything went as normal. Would you say that it had any impact on the result today?
Who knows? All we know is that we started well in the game, and then we conceded 2. And in any game, in any part of the season, if that was to happen, it's always going to be difficult then. And when you get down to 10 men, it's going to be even more difficult. So don't really know if it had an impact. But of course, what we do know is after a good week of preparation, we didn't manage to get anything out of the game.
And you say that your players will have to adapt, and the team will have to adapt. Obviously, you're not going to have Wilfred Zaha for the next game, and potentially you may not have anyone coming back from injury or COVID. And then you've got African Cup of Nations where you're going to lose Jordan Ayew, Zaha and Cheikhou Kouyaté, all 3 of them important players. First of all, can I just check when you're expecting those players to depart for the African Cup of Nations? And second of all, how do you think you'll adapt without them?
Of course, the 3 will go to the AFCON. It's a major tournament, so we respect that. And they're very proud to play for their respective nations. We're not sure exactly when everybody is going to leave. There's ongoing discussion at the moment, I believe, between the players and the federations and the respective managers. So we're still seeking clarification on exactly when they will go. Some may go earlier than others, and so on. So it will depend a little bit on their planning going into the tournament. So we'll wait and see on that. But of course, we know that it will be going, whether it's earlier or later. We'll know, I think, in the next few days. But we knew this was coming, so we felt that we've got players in the group that can step in and are ready to step in. So there'll be an opportunity for sure for some players to be stepping into the team and making the most of their opportunities for sure.
And just finally, from just one very quick question on Nathan Ferguson, made his debut today. Big moment for him. Yeah,
really pleased for Nathan because he's been working hard behind the scenes for such a long period of time, and now he's been integrated into the first team for quite a few weeks. We've liked what we've seen. He's a great kid. And he's been working hard, and he's deserved his opportunity today. So, we know that there's a lot to come from him, and we look forward to him being an integral part of the group.
Thanks, Osian.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you. Rahman Osman from London World, please.
At any point in time, were you in touch with Vieira by phone or anything during the game?
We had a communication strategy, of course, for the game. I wasn't directly in contact with him, but members of the staff were. So, we had a good communication strategy to make sure that we were always in contact. So we managed to do that, yes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted that.
Thank you. I think that covers everybody. Now, if anyone has any questions with regard to our match on Tuesday against Norwich, anybody wants to preview that? Oh, Max Whittle, please. Where are you from, please, Max?
Premier League Productions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hi, Osian.
Hi, Max.
All being well, you do face Norwich in 2 days' time, as just mentioned. It's a challenging time at the moment, but what will your message to the players be?
It's already been in the dressing room that we've got 48 hours to recover and to go, and we know, at home We've had some really good performances at home. We love playing in front of our home supporters, and we'll need them on Tuesday for sure. But you know, we know that it's a big game for both teams, and we've got to be ready for it. So, you know, once the final whistle went, got in the dressing room, it was immediately into a recovery strategy, and making sure physically we get right. We'll be in tomorrow, of course, beginning our planning and preparation for the match, so that we're nice and clear about our approach to a game which we regard as a really big game for us.
And just last one, is there anything specific you want to see changed after today's performance? I know there's so much going on off the pitch at the moment, but...
Well, you know, the first 30 minutes, we were pleased with that, and after that, it's very difficult to assess the performance with 10 men. Of course, you know, we've only conceded the one goal, playing for I think about an hour with 10 men against a top team. That's playing with a lot of confidence, so we can take some positives out of that. But other than that, you know, we'll also take some positives from the first 30 minutes. But we also know it's going to be a completely different game on Tuesday night, a very different style of play. And we'll have to be ready. We'll respect our opponents as we always do. But of course, playing at home is going to be about how we recover and how we go about making a statement in the game.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure.
you very much. I can't see any more emojis, so I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay. Hi, Gary. How are you?